Hello guys. It's good to have you here. Welcome to this live stream. It's amazing to have you here, all right? So, today in this live stream, we're going to be talking about women generally. Our focus is going to be on women and the standard they set for men before they go into a relationship with them. And today we have a special guest that will be joining us today. This live stream promises to be fun, it promises to be interactive. You can as well drop your questions and join us in the live stream. Okay? Yes. So right now and I promise that we will not take so much of your time. We try to make this very interesting, but also not so time consuming. Our guest will join us in a bit, and then we will kick off this live stream. So now let me kick off let me turn on the music. Oh. Oh, 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 oh. Turning on the music as we wait for our guests to join us. Yes, I can see that one person is watching this live stream right now. Please, if can you kindly introduce your name and tell me where you're watching from? Kindly drop your name in the live section and tell me where you're watching from. Are you watching from Aqua State? Are you watching from Lagos, from Port Harcourt? To be nice, where you join this live stream. Okay, so is right here. I'm about adding him. Hello. Hello, good evening, sir. Good evening.
Hey, Favor, good evening. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you well. Can you hear me well here?
Clearly. And I hope my picture is not so dark. I hope my visual is
At
not so
least
dark.
it's okay.
It's manageable, all right?
No, it's okay from this end.
Okay,
Yes, it
thank
is.
you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
Yeah.
for joining us here. So, please, if you have, I can see that we have 3 persons joining us here on this live stream. Please, I'd like you to write down your name in the live chat and where you are watching this live stream from. All right. Okay, so today Mr. Akanimo is joining us to talk about women in men before they decide to date. Right, so we are going to talk exclusively about women. All right, Mr. Akanimo, so this is the first question I have for you. I hope you're ready for us today.
I'll try my best.
Hello? Oh, okay,
I'll
okay,
try
good.
my best.
That's good. All right, I feel excited already. All right, so the first question here is what do you consider high standards and what standards do you feel fall within the normal range from
I didn't
women?
get
I
the second
mean,
part. I didn't get the second part.
okay, the second is what standards do you feel falls within the normal range in for women or for you? What do you feel, what women's standard do you feel is normal and what do you think is really outrageous and really high?
Okay, so I think you might need to filter the question, drill down a bit, because so when you say standards, do you mean financial standards? Do you mean looks? do you mean? Uh, so maybe if you're a bit more specific, I can now answer. Sure, you get.
Oh, okay, okay. Normally, when women talk about the type of men they want to date or the kind of person they want to be in a relationship with, of course, finance is like one of the major things, but
Very key,
also there
very
are
important.
physique. There is physique. There is that is one expectation women hold in high regard. They want a man. If you ask a lady what type of man do you want, she says she wants a man who is tall, who is bearded, who is dark, who is this and who is that. So we have physique, we have finance, and people also have some kind of standard they set for based on family for the person they want to date. So when I ask about standard, I'm talking about finance, I'm talking about physique, the physical feature, I'm talking about family background, where they have to come from, and all of that. Yes.
Okay, so I do not think that there is a standard per se. I do not think there is one average standard. I think that
Okay.
everybody has their personal standards, and you yourself personally would know if the standard you are putting is realistic or it doesn't just make sense. Do you
Okay.
get? You are not
Yes.
earning up to 50,000 naira per month, and you are expecting somebody who is earning 1 million naira per month, and that's to say it's your standard. And you are saying that anybody who is not earning up to 1 million naira per month is not your spec. Is person you is not you don't rate the person. So that is not even that is outrageous.
Um,
That is pure
Sorry,
stupidity.
Mr. Akan. Please, can you speak up a
Yeah.
little bit more? I am struggling to hear you from
Oh,
this end.
okay. Sorry. I hope you can hear me now. So that is not
A
even.
little bit.
I'm
Hello.
practically shouting here.
For real? Okay. Please, I should ask the guests if they are. Please, if you
Is it
can
better?
hear our guest speaker, and if you can hear me, kindly indicate in the comments so we will know and know what to do. All right. So please, can we go on?
Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. You've made me lose the the zone I was in.
Okay.
What was I saying? Yeah, so you are earning 20K or you are earning less than 50K, and you are saying that the
Okay.
standard you want is 1 million naira. You want somebody who is earning 1 million naira. Do we realize that that is not even standard? That is just that's a prayer point
That
at
is
this
just
point.
what.
That's a prayer point.
Oh, okay. But let us try to personalize it to you right now. Let's personalize it. If a lady you're looking to date comes to you, okay, maybe you walk up to her and tell her, okay, look, I'm interested in doing this, I'm interested in doing that. And some ladies are actually very up, they don't hold back, they tell you everything upfront. So you meet her
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
tell her you're interested, and she tells you this is what I expect. So on your own personal level, what do you feel is being too much? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Still going back to what I said, there is no standard. So when I
Okay,
say there's a way she would tell me this is what I want, and I will
okay,
know that it is not outrageous coming from her.
okay,
I had a friend early this year. Was it
okay,
this year or last year? I can't remember. I think last
okay,
year. And we were getting close. We went out on a date. And the first time we talked on the phone, she told me something and she was like, do you have plans of traveling out of the country in the next 1 year?
Do you have what?
Do you have plans of traveling out of the country in the
Okay,
next
Japa
1 year?
plans.
Yes, Jackpot
Okay,
plans.
okay,
And I didn't see that as outrageous. Some people might be like, why? Are you looking for? I didn't see that as outrageous because I can put her in a particular pedestal. Do you get? She's not a small
yes.
girl. She carry weight too. Sure, you get my
Oh,
point.
okay,
She's not somebody that is a leech. She's not a leech. She's not a gold digger. So I could, if that same thing comes from another kind of girl, I'll be
Okay.
like, you've not even left Lagos in your life before, and you're looking for somebody that wants to go abroad. Do you get my
Yes, yes.
point? So, like I said, there is no global standard for any of these things. It is whoever this person is. Do you get? By the way, the
Yes.
babe is a big babe. She works in a nice place, earns well. In fact, when we went on the date, it didn't look like I was, how do I put it? I don't know how to explain it. She came in her own right. Do
Yeah.
you get my point?
Okay.
So that way, the standard there is. So let me even explain. Let me even explain more.
Okay.
For example, when we went on the date, it was a first date, but we
Yeah.
spent like a sizable amount of money. I don't want to mention figures, but we spent a sizable amount of money. But I didn't feel that it was so much money. It was much money. It was so much money, but my brain made to go there because I rate that babe. Sure, you get.
Yeah.
Now, coming from another person that probably doesn't even have airtime or doesn't even have data on the phone, and is not expecting that I take her to one restaurant on the island where I will spend 76K, and she's saying that that is the standard that she wants. So that's outrageous. Are you getting my point?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
I
get.
feel that it's based on whoever. So this standard thing is a shifting. The goalpost will always shift because of the
Okay.
people involved in it. That's the way I see it. But the truth is that a whole lot of ladies always project, like their standards are, they always go way far beyond.
Yes. I
Yes,
understand.
and there's a difference between having faith and having outrageous stupid standard. And that is not even standard. That is just crap.
Oh, okay. This thing you said actually is somehow related to the second question I was going to ask you, and I think
Okay.
you've already brushed into it. But anyway, I'm going to ask it anyway. Do you think women who expect those things you consider high are being too much, or maybe it's due to where they come from? Just like you said, I think standards are something that are set based on where a person is coming from. Let's say a person grows up in a household where um, living extravagantly is normal. Do not expect this person to have something to expect something lower than what she's used to, right? You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
it
you
comes
see,
from, I think it comes from a place of background. Background also has a lot to do with standards and
background
all
is
of those
one.
stuff, all right?
Background is one. There are so
Okay.
many other factors that can affect. For
Okay.
example, if you're going to have a particular standard, you need
Okay.
to have the capacity to attract that kind of value.
Okay. Yeah. True.
So,
Yeah.
like I said, and I started from the beginning, I have no problem with you aspiring for a particular standard. I have standards of the kind of babe I want. Are you getting me? And my standards
Yeah.
are freaking high
Okay.
because I'm a spec. Sure, you get. I'm a proud man also. I'm
Okay.
also a proud man. So
Okay.
and then I have a very clear vision of where I want to go to.
Okay.
Do you get my point? So I
Yes.
have
Yes.
a clear picture of who can go on that journey with me. So my standards are very high. So I have no problem with anybody putting standards. But you see, you have to have the capacity to attract that kind of value.
Yeah.
Because if you don't have that kind of capacity, you can't attract that kind of value. So it's only in Nigerian movies, old Nollywood movies, where you see a village girl and the prince of the town will fall in love with her and tell his father that that's the babe I want to marry. If I don't marry, I'll kill myself. It know they happen. That was just sold to us in the movie. Do
Yeah.
you get my point? Before
Yeah.
you will see the son of the king, that's the prince, for him to
Yeah.
even fall in love with you, you must have gotten a level of elitism. You must have packaged to a certain level. You must be able to be in some certain environment. Am I making sense? So when you
Yeah.
say, I want a man who is this, I want a man who is this, I want a man who has this level of money, who has this level of, it doesn't just, you're not going to meet that man at K2 Market. You will probably meet him at the airport lounge, probably in the VIP airport lounge. So it's important that there's a capacity to attract that kind of value. If you have that capacity and you are wishing for it, excellent.
Okay.
Verify. I have female friends who tell me that they can't date a guy who is earning below a certain amount of money. And I don't have a problem with it because I know that they can attract those kind of guys easily.
Yeah.
They have the value, they have the finesse. Then there's also background, so depending on how you grew. For example, the first time I spent 35K on a date, a first date, my body shake. Sure, you get my point. Because I'm a Paco boy. It's just now that we are pushing up small. We're now forming down. I come from a very, very below average background. Where if you have 35, I cannot even tell my mom that I spent 35K on one date. She will look at me, she'll give me bombastic side eye. It's true, you get my point. So that's where I come from. So when I spent that money, I felt like, which kind of thing did you so? Am I sure I can cope with this kind of babe? That was like some years back. Am I sure? In my head, I started thinking that this babe is going to spend my money. I don't know if you're getting my point. But
yes, I understand.
as I started growing, and now, when you grow, you leave some levels of poverty and be growing higher. And I realized that it's not as if the girl is a gold digger. 35K is not actually a big amount of money. Now I can now afford to go.
Hello? Oh, okay. I think the guest is currently having a little bit of network issue. Can you hear me?
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes. I can hear you.
So now I can afford to spend 35K and I won't feel bad. So imagine that date, those dates, or let me say that date that I went 2 years ago, where I spent 35K and I thought the girl was a gold digger. If I have that same date now, do you think I'll still have that same mindset of her?
Hello?
Can you hear me?
I think I got cut off a little bit.
Okay, I was
and
saying
I did not
that.
get your last sentence.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I was saying that. Imagine that date that I had a few years ago when I spent 35K and I felt that the babe was a gold digger. Now I can afford to go on a date and spend 35K or more and I won't feel bad. Imagine I now have that date with that same girl. Do you think I will still see her in that same way? Do you think I will still think she's a gold digger?
No.
Do you think I will still see her standards are high?
Because at least
no.
your level has changed, has elevated a little bit, and of course the way you think
it always shifts.
You.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the conversation always shifts. When we say goalposts, when we say standards, it shifts a lot. Do you get my point? There was a time that my standard was to go to eatery, maybe go to Sweet Sensation or Chicken Republic and buy something. And if you demand for more than that, I would say your standard is too high. Now what are you looking for? But now I will not even take a girl to Chicken Republic or to Sweet Sensation. The lowest eatery I will do, and that's because probably we didn't see anywhere, is go to KFC. Do you get? So standards are an evolving conversation. It depends on the people involved in that conversation. The people involved. The only thing I always say is that we must be very realistic with ourselves when it comes to standards.
Okay.
So we must be very realistic. So, for example, we as guys, you know that there are some babes that you cannot follow. You see, this is a very serious, this is a very, very, how do I explain this? This is a very, very, you just need to tell yourself that there are some babes that are bigger than you. You might even senior them age-wise. They might be your age mate. I knew this knowledge since when I was in secondary school, since when I was in SS2, and it has helped my life. So I have never been pressured to impress any babe in my life. So I will impress you because I love you and because I know I can afford that impression I want to give you.
Okay.
Do you get? But I never go beyond my capacity.
That is why we always hear ladies say, I'm not your class. Can you?
You take
I
a
don't
bill.
know. I don't know if this is even fair to say. You hear people say, "Can you even afford my cream?"
No, but it's
It is funny,
true.
and
There are
I
some
think
babes
this
you
puts a lot
cannot,
of guys
under
under
pressure.
pressure to do what they cannot afford.
There are some babes that you cannot afford them. Don't stress
Yeah.
yourself. I say I got to understand this from SS2 or from SS3. When we were in SS3, one thing we realized was that our classmates, the girls in our class, they were
Okay.
dating year one boys, university boys.
Okay.
They didn't agree to date us because we, as much as we were in the same class, we were not their mates in life. Do you
Yeah.
get my point?
Yeah.
How much did we
Yeah.
have as university boys? Is it the 100 naira my father gives me to buy donuts in school that I used to give one girl? Ah. But you see, SS2 babes and SS2 and SS1 babes were dying for us.
Yeah.
SS2 babes were not dating their own classmates, they were dating us in SS3 because they were using it to booger for their classmates. That, do you know who my boyfriend is? Senior Akanimo, the head boy of the school, that's my boyfriend. So I understood the dynamics of how it happened, and I realized that girls would always go higher, and
Yes.
guys would
Yes. They
always,
will.
in most cases, because there are always the exceptions, girls would always date higher, guys would always
Yeah.
date lower.
Yeah.
So I didn't put myself under any pressure. So I already understood that there are some girls that you might senior them, but you know that you will just put yourself under perpetual pressure to
Yeah.
just rest. Let this baby be and rest.
Yes. To keep
And
up
and
with their needs
and
and all that.
it's because we guys have connected dating, toasting, girls agreeing for us directly to
Okay.
our ego. And that's a
Yes.
very big problem. So when we see a girl that we can't afford, we find it difficult to let go because, oh man, it's an insult. No, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
I do not see it as an insult. It has nothing to do. If you are very, very secure in yourself, you can let some things go.
Yeah.
Honestly, so
Yes.
it's not a problem per se. It's just life, and it's a reality of life, and it doesn't. Nobody dies. You move on. There are a whole lot of amazing, beautiful, excellent women that you can still score your points with, rather than going for that one person who you know that. I remember I was dating one babe one time like this, years back, and this should be like 2016 or 2017. I can't
Sorry,
remember.
I did not
And this
get
girl,
that. Sorry, I didn't get what you just said.
okay, I said I was dating one babe years back.
Okay.
That should be like 2016 or 2017. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
And this girl
Yes, I
mandated
can
me to
hear
be
you.
calling her every evening. And it's not call of 10 minutes to say, hey, how are you? Call of like 1 hour, 2 hours. Do you know what that means? That means
Yeah.
that I was spending like 500 naira airtime every day. Yeah, I want to see that kind of money.
Every time you call her.
Yes, because I had to call her for, and we didn't have like WhatsApp calls and all these things as much as that. So it was credit,
Yeah.
like 500 naira
Okay.
airtime every day. At least you do that 3 to 4 times a week. Olamaje, I broke up. Not me and you people. Please, thank you.
Oh, okay, okay. Also, I don't know why people feel that when we talk about standards. Hello, can you hear me? Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? Okay, so I think our guest is having a little bit of a network problem. Network is a little bit of an issue. So I can see the Rabzi official is here with us. Energene TV, Chris Diamond. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Please, I want this to be more like be more of an interactive session. Yes, yes, I am the one playing the sound. Is it interfering with our audio? Please, if it is, kindly tell me so I can cut down on it. I also want this session to be a little bit more interactive. So if you have any questions, if you have any inputs, please put it down in the live chat and I'll be glad to read them out here. All right, so Mr. Akan, this is something that I noticed. Okay, when we talk about standards, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's breaking a bit,
Oh,
but I can hear
okay.
you.
When we talk about standards, we kind of tilt to women. People feel just women have these high standards. But if you look at the part of men, we can see that men's standards sometimes are really unrealistic. For example, a man wanting a wife that is God fearing, but also have Nicki Minaj vibes. You get what I'm saying? Or a man who wants a lady that would not say no to premarital sex, but by the time he gets to getting married to her or proposing to her, he expects her to automatically become a virgin. So if men have this kind of high standard, don't you think it's only fair if ladies who are not even up to their standards also set the bar high? What do you think?
So this is where the problem is. And
Okay.
for some days now, we've been seeing tweets and conversations like this online. So if men
Okay.
are setting the standards and the conversation around the standards men are setting is about the looks of a woman, the fact that she's a mommy Gio and also has Nicki Minaj vibe, and
Okay.
if that's the conversation around the standards men are setting, let that also be the same conversation around the standards women are setting. So women should also talk about, oh, I want a man who is freaky or who can be a leader in public. But
Who
no,
can do what?
if who can probably be a leader in the public but is freaky in the bedroom. I want a man with six pack. I want a man with
Okay.
beard. That exchange value is the same. It's equal. It's correct.
Okay. Okay.
But what women have done now is that when men give their own standards, women now say their own standards and turn it to financial. So for
Oh,
women, when it comes to standards, in most cases, their standards are always financial. Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you.
I want a man who earns so and so, who earns so and so. And you know what this does unconsciously? It now equates a woman's body to money, or equates women to money. So I
Okay.
can be ugly, and that's what society has taught us. Are
Okay.
you getting my point? When
Yes,
men
yes.
set standards, you rarely see a man set standard that I want a woman who is earning so and so. I want a woman who has this kind of money.
Well,
You
I
rarely.
think, sorry to interrupt, but I think men also do this. Last time I did a campus interview. I was randomly interviewing students on the campus of University of U, and I asked the interview was particularly for men. So I was asking some men that were present walking by me what they expect from women or what they feel, what they consider turn-ons in women. A particular guy was hell bent on women that have lots of money. So I don't think I asked him that question rephrased so many times, and his answer every time was he's only attracted to women that have money to spend on him. I've seen so many other videos like that online. So I
Let me
don't
ask
think
you a question. Let me ask you a
okay,
question. So, how
okay.
many people did you talk to, and how many people gave you that kind of answer? So, when you do your research,
Okay, you got
no,
me there.
no,
Okay, it
we're
was
all we're all researchers. So, when you do your research, you look at the data and the population. You probably ask 10 people, and one
okay.
person who probably in his past few relationships have suffered a lot because he has always been spending money on women and he has never got
Yeah.
anything in return. So he has said that the next time he's going to meet any woman, he must be somebody that has money. And when you even drill deeper down, when you ask these men that say these things, you realize that even in our heads, when men say these things, we're not saying women that have more money than us, we're just saying
Okay.
have money so that you're not a leech, so that you're not overly
A
dependent on us.
body.
That's basically what we're saying.
Okay.
So I'm just using this to drive home the points that you brought out. That even when men are saying that we want women that have jobs that earn a salary, we're not even talking about, most times in our head, unconsciously, we're not saying
Yeah.
that they must be dangote. We're just saying at least have something going for you.
Okay.
Do you get my point?
Oh,
So,
oh yes,
okay, you
yes, I
wanted to say something.
understand. Yeah.
I thought you wanted to say something.
Uh, okay. So this you mentioned something when we started earlier. You mentioned this word gold digging, and coincidentally, this is the fourth question on my list. I hear why do men, okay, a lot of men actually they see women that have high standards as gold diggers. Why does this happen? When sometimes maybe they might not really be gold diggers, it might just be from a place like we talked about, it might just be a thing of background or the thing of their environment. Why do they consider women who expect so much? Why do they view them as
So
gold
the
digger?
blame
Can you
goes both
as
ways.
gold diggers? Can you give us a little show us why they feel like this from your own perspective as a man? Maybe you relate better than we do. Make us understand.
Yeah. The blame goes both ways. The blame goes both ways. Both
Okay.
ways. Now, firstly, let me blame my gender. So
Okay.
you hear, so when you see insecure men, eh, they would
Yeah.
always call a woman a gold digger. They always call a woman like that a gold digger. So men are not secure. I don't have all
Okay.
the money in the world, but I'm very, very secure. You can't come to
Okay.
me and make me feel less a man.
Okay.
Do you get my point? And I do not
Yeah.
have all the money in the world. I just know that I know who I am. If I don't have your money, or if I think that I cannot be with you, I'll let you be. And it doesn't affect my ego at all. Do you get? Now, on the other
Yes.
side of things, when you look at babes, like I said, you need to have the capacity, the value that can attract the kind of standards that you're putting up. So you
Okay.
look at some babes, and some babes are saying some things, and you see, because we can see through some of all these things. Do you get my point? We can see
Yeah.
through some
Sorry,
of
I
the
did not
acts.
get your last line. What did you say, please?
I say we can see through some of the behaviors of some girls. So
Okay.
you see a
Okay.
girl, I know that what you are saying is bigger than your mouth. That one we know you're a gold digger. It's just a, yes.
Yes.
I have a particular babe on my status WhatsApp,
Okay.
and anytime I post my outings, maybe I go out, I go and
Yeah.
have me. I'm always posting stuff because I'm too the waka. When I post,
Yes.
this girl tell me, please send me the picture. So I'll send her the picture, and she'll post on her status like she's the one that went out.
Oh. Ah.
So I don't even sense. I know what she's doing. We both know ourselves. So I just laugh. I just smile. I'm like, well, if I can help your hustle, enjoy. So anytime I go out, she always tell me to take nice pictures of where I am, all those kind of things. I'll take pictures for her, and she will post. Now imagine that kind of babe now saying that because she doesn't even have a job she's doing. That person says one money. She's broke. She's everything. And then you're not telling me you have one freaking standard. Which say you want a man that has gone to UK before. You as you did there, you don't come out for Ikeja before. You don't come out for Lagos before. Do you get my point? Or
Yes, I get.
somebody telling me that I told the babe was supposed to come see me, and she doesn't stay in Lagos. And the next thing, no, how did that conversation happen? No, that's not how the conversation happened. So I told the babe that I was traveling, I was coming to Uyo, and I was in a bus, I was going by road. And the next thing she started telling me is that, why would you go by road? Why? Why can't you take a flight? Why can't you do all of this? Why can't you do that? No, she can never go on a trip by road.
Uh-uh.
It's flight or nothing. And you see,
Really?
there's some people that will say that. That's why I said, when you talk about this gold digging or this standard thing, it depends on the people. Some people that will
Yeah.
tell me that, and I will not say anything because they fly. they use flights on the norms. Do you understand my point?
Yes.
So you see
Yeah.
this babe talking. This babe on her own cannot even afford to pay for a road trip from Lagos to Rio.
Okay.
So what are you telling me? That babe talking had never been on a flight before. Are you
Okay.
getting my point?
Yes. Yes.
So, and then you're now trying to tell me that you have a standard. If you ask her now, she will tell you that any guy that sees to do road trip, that sees to do bus from Lagos to Abuja, she cannot date that kind of person. That's crap.
Yeah.
Because you yourself, even the bus trip, you cannot pay for it.
Yeah.
From Lagos to you right now, bus trip is about 27K. Because I
Yeah.
use GIGM whenever I'm traveling. I don't use anything less than GIGM. 27K.
Okay.
So going from Lagos to Uyo and coming back is costing me like 54,000 naira. She cannot even afford 5K. You never ever enter plane before. You see, and the truth is, I've taken flights a lot of times. It doesn't freak me.
Okay.
I enjoy I enjoy road trips. My friends know that I enjoy road trips. If I'm going to travel tonight, I'm excited, I'm preparing. I just enjoy the whole long 10 hour. I really fancy. I've had projects where they've sent me money for. In fact, in April I was to go to Abuja. I was to go
Okay.
do a training company there. They sent me money for flight complete. If I wanted to pay for my flight, I told them no, they should convert it to cash. They said, but I ate it because I enjoy road trips. Flight has never been a problem, but I don't use it to form. I've done
Okay.
4 flights in a day before. Went to Abuja, had a meeting, came back, went to Benin that same day, came back. So not to say flight is not a big deal for me, but to her, she has put that as a standard already, and she was already using it to insult me, making it feel like I'm a broke boy for traveling with God is good. So you see, we can read through all these shenanigans. When you say that kind of rubbish, I know that you're just setting nonsense. That's not the standard, but you never even do it before. So we need to be realistic with ourselves. If you're going, if, as a girl, if you're going to set that standard, you must have the value to attract that kind of standard. If probably she had gone on a flight before, I would say, okay, that's fine. You know why, you understand why you want to go, because I understand why people travel by flight. It's safer, it's faster.
Yeah.
You will tell me, yes, I want to travel by flight, I can afford it. I understand you. But you never even fly before. And you are now saying that you're even getting me angry. So thank you. Let me stop there.
Please calm down. If you have any water around, any liquid, please sip. Okay, let me
No
ask this
vex,
question. Just like you said, maybe a girl will be considered a gold digger if she cannot afford what she's expecting from this person. Let's look at it from this angle. What if the lady here is not the issue? Okay, what if it's the man in question that is not even putting in any effort to like fit in? I was in a conversation with someone, was that last year or early this year, somewhere in school. So I was talking to this guy. He said that before he actually started dating the person he's currently dating, he was in a relationship with this girl, and the girl, she's a low class babe. Let me just say it how he said it. That she's a girl that if you spend 5,000 naira on her head, or if you spend 2K to buy her shawarma, she will praise and praise you. But by the time when he left the relationship and got into this current relationship, the lady was totally different from the last person he dated. That this lady, just like you said, he was even using flight as an example, the lady will always want to travel using flight, and actually it's something she can afford, and he felt like he was gold digging. He wanted to, like, she was gold digging. He wanted to like run out of the relationship and leave everything because he thinks that this girl will kill him and like um finish, water down everything he has in his pocket. But he said the thoughts that kept him in the relationship is that if he can stay in the relationship and maybe try to up his game, maybe the relationship will work out. And when he increased his hustle, doubled his hustle, he was able to like be comfy with the girl and like live that kind of lifestyle. So do you think men sometimes can be the issue, and maybe they are so unwilling to like put in effort to at least try to up their game? Some men do not want to grow. They don't even want to leave their comfort zone. They maybe 5 years ago they were dating someone that will get impressed or will be so happy and excited if you make noodles with sardine. It's 10 years after. If a lady does not feel excited about getting noodles and sardine as breakfast, they feel she's too much. So do you feel sometimes men are the issue? They don't want to level up at all. What do you
I've,
think?
I've, 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 I've I've talked about this already here. Firstly,
Mm,
that guy, he's the one that wanted to date a big babe. So if you want to date a big babe, you bear the consequences.
okay.
Yes. And I've talked about it here already, saying that
Okay.
I've forgotten my line of thought. He wanted to date a big babe. So if the babe that he's now dating, that's the new one he's now dating, if truly she's a big babe, now you carry yourself go there.
Yeah.
So you experience the pressure that comes with it. You get my point?
Yes.
If you feel that it is worth it, then you double your hustle and you do it. And then when you say you double your hustle, you see, we also everything is still sense. You ask yourself, is this relationship worth doubling my hustle for? Now, another question to ask yourself, am I doubling my hustle because I want to be a successful person in life? Or am I doubling my hustle because I want to impress this girl?
Okay.
And then the answer to that question should give you sense.
Okay.
Because at the end, it's not about the girl, it's about your life.
Okay.
It's about the success you want. So that for him is a personal thing. Then I need to also correct an impression. When you said the first girl he was dating, he said he's a low class girl.
That was what he said. I was
I agree.
directing.
That's why I said that's what he said. I
Yeah.
wouldn't call so a low class girl. We know they are trenches low class girls. I agree. I'm not saying that they are not low class girls, but then
Okay.
because you spend like 2K 5K on her and she praises you, is not a measure of her low classness.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
I had a babe last year. All through last year we were together,
Okay.
and a part of this year. But this year we now moved on, became just friends. I'm
Sorry,
going
I
to
did
try
not
not to
get
mention
that. Sorry,
that.
I did not get that.
I said this year we stopped, we just became friends this year. Or this year we now moved from a relationship to friendship this year. We kind of went
Okay.
separate ways. I'm trying not to
Okay.
mention her name because this girl is one of the sweetest. She's a big babe, but if you see her when she dresses up like this, you fear. Because now big babe. And me, I know the kind of girls who are the follow. Now confirmed clean girl. But you see, if I send this girl 2,000 naira, this girl will hail me like something is wrong. Are you getting my point?
Yeah.
If I want to make this girl happy, all I need to do is just buy shawarma 1.5 for her. She will be calling me a dope. No, I don't. There was a time last year she was doing her NYC.
Okay.
She was 7, and I used to go to Anambra to go and see her. So whenever I'm traveling to you, I'll branch at Oka to see her then.
Okay.
And sometimes all I just do is when I'm going to her place, when I'm traveling, I'll just go to the
Yeah.
supermarket, I'll buy spaghetti, I'll buy noodles, I'll just buy food items, because I know she's a core member. How much are they paying them? And sometimes everything I'll buy will not be up to 5K. And this girl, she'll be happy with me like I don't know what she came to Lagos to see me. And my house, I have not fixed at that point. I have not fixed my furniture and all of these
Okay.
things. So my house was
Yeah.
still looking like a proper bachelor kind of house.
Okay.
But I still used to joke with her up to today. I call the place a sweet spot. She discovered one place in my parlor that breeze used to blow. So when the room is
She
hot,
did
she will
what?
just call. She discovered a spot in my parlor where breeze used to blow very, very well. I call
Okay.
it the sweet spot. So when the room is hot, I stay in the self con. When the room is hot, she will come and lie on the floor in that spot there. Now, if you see this babe on Twitter or Instagram, you will not believe that she can do this kind of thing. She'll come and lie down on the floor. So I do not think that that's a measure of, but typically anybody will say a low class babe. I do not think that's a measure of low class babe or high class. She's
Yeah.
just an appreciative person who just likes you and doesn't really, she knows that I spend on her well.
Okay.
Yes. Whenever I'm in Uyo, like the last time I was in Uyo, that's May, when I was supposed to have this as a physical session. Whenever I'm in Uyo like this, I just tell her I'm in town. Every day I'll just call
Okay.
her in the morning, dress up, and just follow me all around. Because I'm always having meetings, I'm always going from one place to the other. She just follow me. And every time she follow me around, she knows I'm buying her stuff, I'm taking her to this eatery. Like we're practically just having fun all
Yeah.
around. And she's very appreciative. So people might think that she's a low class babe. If I want to use the way that your friend her, judge that babe. But I don't think so. I just think that some people are very appreciative. So 1K,
Oh.
500, very, very appreciative. Yep.
Um,
Thank you. I hope we're not still spending so much time again. I'm running out of time here. Don't vex me,
okay,
please.
okay. We are going to wrap up quickly then. You said
Thank
something at the beginning of this live stream again. You said you have your own, you have really high standards because of course you're a fine man. Okay, so let's get more, so what standard do you have? Now I'm talking on a personal level. What standard do you have before you can actually look or consider dating a lady? Let's let's see where you
Firstly,
let's see your own
I
angle.
I love beautiful women. I
You love
love
what?
beautiful women.
Okay.
So physique is a standard for me. It's like if looks is a
Beauty.
standard.
Is
Very,
that
very
the number
strong. I
one
like.
on the list?
I'm not arranging them according to any rating. I'm just
Okay,
listing them
okay, okay. It's
because I
just
don't.
random. Okay,
I've never
beauty.
arranged them.
Okay.
Yes. So looks must be there. I like a feminine woman.
Okay.
I don't know how to. Let me see if I can explain that. I like
Okay.
a woman who is a woman.
Yeah.
So one thing let me say this is that one thing I've learned is that whatever standard you have, you will
Okay.
find somebody that fits it for you.
Exactly. Exactly.
You will find. The only thing I don't like is when you now start harassing people and trying to change people to fit into what you have in your head, or
Okay.
start holding other people to that standard that you have. What you want. I knew a girl who finished from university first class,
Okay.
went to do her
With what?
master's first class,
Third class.
first
Okay, first class. Okay, okay.
first class. She went to do her MSc first class. She's freaking brilliant. But you know what she always tell me? She used to say that she doesn't
What?
want to work. She just wants to marry a rich man that is older than her with like 10 years. And she
Okay.
got a rich man to marry. So with her first class BSc, first class MSc, she's currently doing a PhD right now. She's not working.
Okay.
She's just enjoying her husband's house. Do you get? So are you not going to say her
Yes.
standards were wrong? She has a standard and she got what she wanted.
Yeah.
Do you get? So
Yes,
for
I get.
me, I like feminine women. I like women who
Okay.
grew up with that mother hen tendency. They want to care for you. They want to take care of
Okay.
you. I really don't know how to explain it, but that's what I mean
Baby
by
boy
feminine woman.
treatment. Soft
Women
ladies.
typically know how to. They have the ability to care for somebody.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I don't want I don't want all these babes that will say me I don't cook. If our cooking is a standard, let me put that for you. Cooking is a standard. I like women that can. I want to eat my wife's food. You getting my point? I like
Okay.
women that can cook very well. It's not because I don't even. It's not even about very well. I'm not even the person who just cook and give me food. Just take care of that of me. I like that. Then I like women who know how to. So that this has always been a standard for me, even when I date. I'm not
Okay.
asking you to be earning 1 million naira or to be running multi-million naira business. I just like women who know how to manage something, who know how to manage a
Okay.
project. So that's why one of the things I look out for in my babe is you're doing something, whether it's bringing in big money or small money, you're sure doing something. Maybe you are running a business, or you are, even if you're just an online vendor, or you are just
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Because what that does to me is that what that does to you is that you are learning something. For example,
Okay.
you're running this live stream. What
Okay.
you are learning customer service, you are learning
Mm-hmm.
client management, because you
Mm-hmm.
realize you are learning crisis management. We were supposed to have this live stream last week.
Yeah.
I messed up and we couldn't have it. You had to manage that crisis, and we had it today again. You might think that what you're doing is just a waste. Maybe you're not getting money from it, but you're learning very, very practical skills that will help you. So for me, that's always a standard for me. You can't tell me you're not doing anything in life. So what do you do? Nothing. I'm just, why? You're just there.
Mm.
No,
Yeah, I
no,
understand.
no. So those are the standards I can think of. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Okay, since you're running out of time, I want to ask you this question. What message, okay? What message do you have for ladies who have standards they cannot meet up to, or who want um certain features in a partner that they cannot become? What is your message to those kind of ladies?
They should pray
I
hard
know this is
because
going to become violent, but can I hear what your message for them is?
they should pray hard because we serve a God of
Okay.
miracles. It's a God that I serve a living God, though even the devil
Even the
knows. Say
devil.
not true. They should pray hard. One advice. Second
Okay.
advice, which is much more realistic: build
Okay.
yourself to become a person of value. Simple and short.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. There were there used to be a certain kind of girl I wanted or I liked,
Okay.
but I knew that as at 5 years
Okay.
ago, I didn't have the value enough. I didn't have enough value to attract those kind of women. So I built
Okay.
myself more so that I can attract those kind of women. I don't know if you're getting my point.
Okay.
So
Yes, I get. I do.
once you build
Oh,
value,
okay. So,
you'll be able to attract.
oh. All right.
Yeah. Once
And
you
this
build
is the
value, you'll be
last
able to.
question before. Sorry, I did not get that.
Once you build value, you will attract the kind of people that you want.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Okay, so this is the last question I have for you before you go. But this is actually directed towards the men. There are men that they expect an understanding girlfriend. They want, maybe in the time when they are not yet there. Okay, they are still trying to build themselves up to the level they want to be, or to the level the lady expects him to be. And they want a lady that will understand how things are with them, and that will understand that the future will always be better. But when they test a little breakthrough, okay, you get what I mean, they just ghost the lady, or they just like leave everything, just leave her all alone. What do you think? Why do you think men even do that? And what is your message for those kind of men? Because I want to know. I read a lot of messages like that online. You see, like, I was with him for 7 years when he had nothing. I struggled with and now he just left me because he got this and he got
That
that.
time
What is your
when you
message
said
for those kind of
those
men?
women, those women that say they've lived with him for 7 years when he had nothing. They themselves, did they have anything? Because if they had something, they most likely would not have been with that man.
Okay.
Are you getting my point?
Okay.
That
Yes,
that
I
man
get.
was also her best choice. That man was her only choice.
Okay.
So you can't come out and emotionally blackmail me that you were with me for 7 years and you now that are blown. Because you
Oh,
yourself,
you
if
see
you were
that's
not as
blackmailing?
no, relax. I'm not talking about you. I'm saying that in
Okay.
society. Because you
Okay.
yourself, if you were not as broke as I am, you won't have settled
Mhm.
for me. We were both broke people. But that's on a lighter note. Now, there is nothing wrong with having your partner understand you, being
Okay.
understanding with where you are.
Yeah.
Do you get? What is
Yes.
wrong is now abusing that.
Okay.
And we have to be very realistic with ourselves. I said something before I answered this question that there were kinds of babes I wanted to date, but I looked at myself 5 years ago and I could not date those kind of girls.
Yeah.
And what I realized was that the girls that were now available for me to date, after a while, I would upgrade and I would no longer want them again. We have to be very
Okay.
truthful to ourselves.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? And
Yes, I can get your point.
if as a guy you've not come to that level of truthfulness and that level of clarity on where you are headed to, you might wreck some lives.
Okay.
One, I know I'm a public person. I'm always going to be in the public space.
Okay.
So I know the kind of babe that. So I will not go and date one babe that cannot speak English.
Oh, yeah, true.
Are you getting my point? I'm going to
Yes,
date
yes.
a very fine girl.
Okay.
Have you seen Peter Obi's wife?
Why?
No, I said, have you seen Peter Obi's wife? Have you seen how fine she is?
Sorry, I did not hear you. Sorry.
Have you seen Peter Obi's wife before? Peter
Okay, yes, I
Obi.
have. Yes, yes.
Do you see how fine she is?
Yes, yes, she compliments him well.
Good. So you see, if you don't know where you're, if you've not had a clear picture of where you're going to, you might just say, let me just carry anybody, I'll just date
Okay.
anybody. Then when you now
Okay.
blow, you now start regretting it. Do you get? If you don't
Okay,
even
but what
have,
if sorry, but what if now you've gotten there a little bit, at least to an extent? How about you become the understanding man and touch her up at least instead of totally ghosting the lady that you've promised heaven and earth for years?
so that's a personal thing. If you want to do that, that's fine. I'm not that person. So yeah, you can push her up if you want. Fine, you can. But remember that it's not you really cannot change. So you see, let me explain something. There are some
Okay.
characters, there's some attitudes that you cannot remove from some people. Even money
Yes.
cannot buy class.
Yeah.
Do you get my point?
Yes. Yeah.
You date a trenches girl, all these
Uh,
uh, uh, all these trenches babes, eh?
okay.
Yahoo Pablo, all these girls that used to date Yahoo boys. Do you
Okay.
know who they
Okay.
call Yahoo Pablo? You will
Ah,
not know.
ah.
You don't see it, so you will not understand the slang. You
Please, can
date
you
those
make
kind
me
of things.
understand?
Maybe I'll send you a picture to make you understand because you can. So God, I'll look for a video or something and send to you. Then you see the kind of people I'm talking about. You date them,
Okay.
and then somehow later on in life you now become um, you go into tech and become head of marketing at a
Okay.
global venture, and then
Okay.
they now say that you want to have a dinner and everybody should bring their babes. You yourself, you
Okay.
know, go and carry that your babes go that dinner even though you buy the best clothes for her and everything. So money cannot actually buy class.
Yeah.
That's just one thing we should have in our head.
Okay.
Do you get?
Okay.
So
So you
yeah,
feel it's a personal choice and it can be normal sometimes if a man just leaves a lady when things becomes better on his end.
I don't think it's normal, and I don't. I'm not encouraging it. I'm just telling you that he should be wise and
Okay.
tell himself, "Am I ready to date now?
Okay.
My friend got married, and then he said one thing. He said, "Ask yourself as you do like this: am I ready to have a woman in my life?"
Mm-hmm.
So you're not you don't have 5,000 in your account and you want to have girlfriend. You're going to date somebody who doesn't have up to 500 in their account,
Yeah.
because men will always date lower than them. So
Yeah.
imagine you're dating somebody that doesn't have 500, and the only reason you can date her is because you are at the 5,000 level. So you're dating somebody at the 500, 1,000 level.
Yeah.
Are you getting my point? So you have to
Yes, I
just be
understand.
ready to own up to the consequences of the decisions you make in your life. So if you now blow and she doesn't fit your lifestyle, bear that consequences. If you leave her because you've blown, bear the consequences.
Oh, okay, I understand.
For me, at that
Okay, right
5,000
now
naira
I
level,
think.
I'd rather not date.
Sorry, I think I missed that. I missed that, please. Can
For
you say that
me, at
again?
that 5,000 naira level, I'd
Yeah.
rather not date.
You rather not date at all.
I'll stay away.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll stay away.
okay. But
Till I get to a
there are
certain
men that
level.
will never want to stay. They
And
just
yeah, so
want a
that's why
woman.
I say you bear the consequences of any action that you take.
Okay. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
All right. So there is one person here watching this live. If you have any question before our guest goes, please put it in the comments. You have about 2 minutes to like drop a question so he can, go on with other of his activities. But if you have any question and before you drop that, this is one message I have for literally anyone who is setting standard. You see, before we set standard, this is one question we should ask ourselves. If, for example, this person we have in our head as the ideal man or ideal woman appears before us, with that person's position, will that person even look in your direction? Do you even qualify to like be on the same level with this person you want to date, or with this person you feel is the ideal match for you? So I feel ladies, before they should go and start expecting a man that ends this, a man that ends that, they should have, just like what you said, they should be able to match up the value. It's one thing that we need to do in order not to, be seen as gold diggers, or in order not to be in order for our standards to be seen as for it not to be seen as unrealistic. So I feel that we should be able to like set standards that we can meet, standards that we can become. That way it will be awesome, right? Any final words for us before you go, Mr. Kanima?
I'll just re-echo what you have said. Standards
Okay.
are, I'll re-echo what you have said. Before you can talk about any standards, you yourself, you need to have built a level of value to be able to attract that standard. That's just it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I don't think any more question has been dropped here. I'm not seeing any more question here. Probably after during the replay, question to be dropped, I will respond to those. But thank you very much, Mr. Kanimo, for joining us. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I know you're a very busy person. Obviously, I can see you're a very busy person. So I really appreciate this 1 hour and 3 minutes that you've been on this live stream with me here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Thank
Thank you.
you. I apologize for last week. Thank you
All
very
right.
much for managing it. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you
Bye
so much.
bye.
So please, if you aren't subscribed to this channel, whether you're going to be watching the live stream or the replay, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you get more updates such as this one. All right. Thank you, Mr. Kanimo. To our viewer there that's been here
Bye.
till this time, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bye. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.